because I got a surprise guest speaker that we are slipping in. I think you're like probably one of the first groups, if not the first group, to know this amazing surprise. So, who's ready for a surprise guest speaker? Huh? Give me some love, everybody, because listen, people, we are growing. And we just brought on a new strategic corporate person. And this is a very special person because many of us know him. Maybe you don't, but if you don't, trust me, you're going to want to get to know this person. So I'm going to give you a couple of hints. Okay, this person knows how to get stuff done. Is really known and was known here at Amari as a great hustler because the person could deliver every time and had the most amazing energy. Now, second thing I'll tell you is this person has really great hair, really tall hair, and this person knows how to woo. And with that said, I'm bringing on our new Chief Strategy Officer, the one, the only, Oliver Dibblee is back. Woo! Oliver,
What
take it
up?
over.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Yes. All right. So it's kind of weird because you can see my face up top, but this is showing like I have no face because I'm on my phone because my computer's jacked to the microphone. So hopefully you can see both and it works out. So I'm super stoked to be here. I love coming on board and hearing Andrea Clark talk about Shake It Off with Taylor Swift, which I know is Seth's favorite band. But I'm excited, guys. This is, there are almost 300 people on this call. It's Saturday. And I would say this, my wife's like, hey, how's your first week of Amari? I'm like, I'm being indoctrinated by having my weekend full of calls with Amari, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. So I have some stuff to share with you. I'll make it quick, as Sarah talked about, extending this for about 10 to 15 minutes. But let me just say this. As many of you know, and maybe some of you don't know, there we go. Let's see, unmute to start talking. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off this. Does this work, Sarah? Can you see me? And I don't know if this is working.
Yep, I can see you. I just can't see any slides.
Okay, I'm not sharing anything yet. I will.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I wanted to share just before I start. Sarah kind of said, welcome back, but tell the group, why you came back. And here's what I would tell you guys. I've had a couple of good jobs in my career. I started off at PepsiCo for about 7 years. And I think every time you jump a corporate job, there's that feeling of like, hey, did I make the right decision? I'm excited. Is there regret, this or that? And I'd say every job after about 3 or 4 months, that feeling of saying I made the right decision, it manifests itself. And with Amari, when I left, I remember after 3 to 4 months, the feeling kind of didn't stop. I was like, man, I miss the field. I miss Amari. I miss the brand. I miss what they're doing. I miss the hype. And it was kind of weird as well. And some of I'm on this call, I would talk to maybe every other week, once a month, text, whatever. And I would say to you guys, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm super stoked. This is my first week back. And the feeling of Amari never left my soul, as cheesy as that sounds. And I know talking with Beck, and I talked with Andrew, and I talked with Sarah and Jen, and a lot of leaders on this call have just saying, man, there's something I'm missing. And I never felt home when I left Amari, and now I'm back. So I'm super excited now. It says, Oliver, we can't see your face now. So Sarah, I don't know if I'll share my screen, and maybe this will help being able to see my face. So it just says host disabled participant sharing. So if you can make me able to share the screen. The other thing I wanted to say was hopefully many of you, if not all of you, will be at Nashville in a couple of weeks. So I'm super excited to give you a big hug, see you face to face, and really collaborate in a whole different way that maybe a little bit has been missing for the past year. So hopefully, okay, now I can share. Here we go. All right, hopefully everyone can see this. So I wanted to share this with you. And when I was talking with Jared, one of the things he told me to say, hey, our goal and for kind of what our vision is for 2024 is leveling up. And I love that. And leveling up is something that I take pride in. Any job that I've had, I want to push myself to the limit and work hard. And I think at Amari, what I did for the past year and a half when I was here was make sure that the field's voice was part of the executive meeting. And I always want to have that. And guess what? Going forward, starting day one that I have, now that I'm back at the executive table again, I will make sure that the field's voice is loud and clear of what's working and what's not working. So I want to share this with you quickly. I'll go through it as quick as I can, but it's basically an acronym called REV. Leveling up your reputation, leveling up your energy, and leveling up your vision. And so as we go into 2024, I want to ask every single one of you, almost all 300 of you, if someone asked, what is your reputation? What was it in 2023? What was Andrea Clark's or Beck's or Sarah Hines or Jen's or Chelsea or whoever? What are you known for? Is it good? Or maybe because 2023, there were some challenges and bumps, it was easy to maybe gripe and complain. So my challenge for reputation is this. What Warren Buffett said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 years to ruin it. And I would say right now, everyone on this call that was here last year, I salute you for all of the hard work that you did, the challenges you had to endure. I know there was a lot of out of stock issues and shipping and those type of stuff, but there was a lot of wins as well. You scaled and grew faster than probably any other direct sales company out there. So my challenge and thought to you is this: there's two types of reputations. There's the personal branding piece, which is defined as leadership identity that describes what you can be dependent on to deliver. And the two words that start with a C: consistently and confidently. And personal branding is about solidifying your leadership value proposition. So everyone on this call, regardless of how big or small your team is, you're all leaders. And your team or your customers look at you to say, how do they react when things get a little bit challenging? How do they react when things don't go well? How do they react when things are perfect? Because I can tell you this, it's very, very simple to be a great leader when things are easy, when things are going well, when revenues skyrocket, when enrollments are there. The true reputation and personal branding that solidifies you as a leader is when you actually lead through the storm and when things are challenging. And so here's what I would ask, the key difference. You're the only one that can truly manage your brand's evolution. And as it goes on, right, your brand will evolve and so will your reputation. So when there's out of stock issues, when volume's lower than expected, when miscellaneous things happen, how do you respond? And remember, how you respond is how your reputation is remembered. So personal branding, what does that look like? Everyone on this call, if someone said, hey, what's Oliver's personal brand? I would hope it's something positive. I hope it's something about consistency or grit or whatever it may be. And the same thing for you guys when I ask you the question, what is your personal branding? Why would someone want to join you at Amari this year? What is it? Why would someone want to join you just in business in general? I want to join Sarah Hine because blah, 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 or Andrea Clark or Beck or whoever the leader may be. I want to join them because they know how to lead when things are tough. They know how to cast a vision. They know how to do all these things. And one of the things I love is this fourth bullet: reputation precedes revenue. I always say that too, as month end closes, to say, man, it was a slower month than I thought. Well, what were all the things that you did before the revenue or the month end closed? And one of the things that my wife's super excited about is up here, right here, the Happy Juice Pack. I was going to share this a little bit at Leadership Summit, but I'll tell you really quick. In November, my wife and I went to Jamaica for the prior company's leadership trip. And I remember on the airplane, that 2 ounces of water they give you, I said, I really want to mix this with something. I looked at Lisa and I said, hey, what do you have in your bag that I can mix it with? What do you think she had? Not my prior company's product. She had grape Happy Juice sticks. And I knew right there I needed to come back as well. And she's super excited about that. But I would say the very bottom part is one thing I'm going to challenge you with. Find your uniqueness and exploit it to others. And I'm sure this whole call is going to be about that, leveling up, exploiting your uniqueness, finding out different ways to be proactive and to be different. Because at the end of the day, if you're not different, you're just the same and you're going to have similar results. So I wanted to share this with you as well. So energy. I think on this call, there's a lot of leaders with great energy. And I can tell you, energy exudes, whether you're really, really excited and happy, or are you the Eeyore mentality? Because no one wants to join Amari if you're like, yeah, we're the mental wellness company. We have Happy Juice. It's pretty good. It's in stick packs and blah, blah, blah. It's like, how do you exude the energy that you feel about Amari and where it's going? Because if you don't, why would anyone want to join? And remember, energizers themselves are more productive. Even if you don't think you're productive, if you have more energy, if you exude that, you're going to be more productive. And so will your business partners. On the opposite end, catabolic and anabolic energy. Think about muscle building, and what do you work out? You tear down your muscles and you replenish them through great food, through meditation, through all that stuff. So it's the two forces that create your world every day, every minute. I want to share this video with you really quick. Take a look at this small stage. This was my first convention at Amari. I believe it was in August or September when Jared joined the company as the new CEO. And just the energy and excitement I had to start my Amari journey. So my wife hates those moves. She hates those high kicks. She hates the tight pants. But either way, this is the feeling I had. And look at the theme, what it was. It was elevate. So we went from elevate to transformation to one, and now it's level up. And I can promise you this. I would have never come back to Amari if I didn't believe in the vision of what we're actually doing. Because every company I've left, I've never gone back. This is the first time in my career that I've gone back to a company, not because I was bored, not because I was like, man, I'll try something different. Is because I miss the feel. I miss these calls. I miss the energy, but I miss the brand of Amari and marching to 1 million. So this is what I would end with, is the vision piece. When I asked you guys to say, what is the vision for Amari? What would you say? March to 1 million, or we're going to extend, or we're going to expand. Because remember, vision without execution is truly hallucination. I can give you the biggest vision in the world, but if no one executes on that, it's really tough to have success. It's the same thing from what you guys heard. So I am not going to belabor this list. If you want to take a picture, please do. But I highlighted in purple of these 8 points. What I would ask you to do is you cast your vision for your customers. Ask them questions. Hey, what would you like to see? What's a new product out there that maybe Amari hasn't thought of but you'd love to talk about? Understand our strategies. What makes us different from any other direct sales company out there, or any gut brain access company out there? Are you able to articulate, hey, what are the biggest threats right now that we're facing in 24 in the direct sales space? And how do we combat that? What's your goals and your organizational goals? Do they align with leveling up with our company strategy? Are you seeking coaching from your mentors? You know, this call is full of leaders. Maybe they're not your direct upline, but have you called them out and say, hey, I really have something I want to, swing by you. Does this goal make sense? If I'm going to do this year, can you hold me accountable? And so this is what I would ask you guys to think about when someone stops you and say, hey, I've seen a lot of stuff about Happy Juice, or I've seen a lot of stuff about Amari. Walk me through your vision. And do you have the energy and the expertise to expand that vision far beyond what you ever thought? So this is what I'll end with, guys. And I'll talk a little bit about it, hopefully, at Nashville. I'm a very simple guy. One of my things is I love to execute with excellence. I love to be urgent, and I love to ensure that the field is taken care of in the manner to get all the roadblocks down that keeps you from being successful. This is our goal. We want to march to 1 million. We're a global company now. It's great. But in order to get to 1 million homes, in order to do this in the way that we want to, I always think of the 4 disciplines to execute. Number 1 is, what is your goal? What is your goal? And Andrea said it perfectly as I came on. Shake it off. There's going to be things this year, guys. I promise you, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy. You got to shake it off. You got to figure out and say, man, this sucks, or this roadblock came up. Fine. I'm not going to worry about that, because the hours and energy that I put in will take away from me getting to what my goal is. What is that ultimate goal that you want to do in 2024? The number 1 thing, what is it? Mark it down. And then what? I want to measure my lead behaviors. What are the things that are actually going to make us march to 1 million? It's not going to be looking at month-end revenue and saying, man, it's slower than I thought, or enrollments weren't there. It's the proactiveness that you're doing with all the things that are challenging. Hearing the word no, following up, having team calls, sacrificing, being on calls on Saturday. This is discipline number 2. Number 3, scoreboard. How do you actually know if you're winning or losing? I don't have a scoreboard. I have a bowl behind me, but I know exactly when I wake up each day, my metrics or KPIs for the company. Are we succeeding, or are we going backwards? And if we're going backwards, how do we pivot and make sure that we're making changes? And last but not least, which is one of the most challenging things sometimes, right? Especially in this field, none of you have bosses. You guys can not pick up the phone if Oliver calls or one of your leaders calls you, is set up a weekly cadence of accountability. I have this goal. Here's what I'm looking at. This is my scoreboard, and am I in the right direction? I can promise you, if you have these small things, accountability calls each week, it will make you become even more successful and faster than your peers. So this is what I'll end with. When we all look to be successful in this industry, it doesn't matter when I was at PepsiCo where I'm at Amari. Everyone wants to reach those tens. It's that 10 number to say, once I've reached this pinnacle, I've hit my goal. But I want you to remember, in order to get to the tens, you have to go through the ones. And the ones are really challenging. The ones are when you're on your knees. The ones are when you're crying. The ones are when you're like, man, when is this going to end some of these challenges? But to get through that from the ones to the threes to the sevens and finally the tens, you're going to look back and say, without those ones, I couldn't be the leader that I wanted to today. So I really appreciate the time. Sarah, let me get on this call. Hopefully that was 10-ish minutes just to breathe what I'm so excited about for 2024, guys. The hard work that you've done, the challenges that you had to overcome. I am here with you. I am the voice now for the field, which I'm super excited about, to go into the executive meetings now and say, hey, let's do this and this and this, because the field is giving feedback that these things aren't working, and then we execute. Sound good? All right. Anything else, Sarah, before I jump off?
Ali, all I can say is I think that we could end right here. I think everyone is so stoked and excited that you are back. My phone is blowing up. Everyone is so excited. I know you're so busy, and just on behalf of everyone on this Zoom, thank you. Thank you for just jumping in. Thank Lisa for letting us have you for a few minutes on a Saturday. And I also want to thank everyone that is here because of all of your hard work, and that no one like quit, stayed the course. Look what happened. All of you are a part of bringing Oliver back. So I think everyone just needs to pat themselves on the back. Oliver, we love you. We're going to have a lot of fun this next year. Thanks for pouring in the vision, the mission, and really a grit. What I heard you say is like, grit is everything. Like, life's not always going to be easy, but boy, it sure is worth it when you stay the course. So thanks, Oliver. We appreciate you and we love you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. See you soon.
All right, everyone. Was that an awesome surprise? Who was really excited and stoked about that surprise? I hope it was okay that we go over a little bit. I figured you'd probably be okay with that.